jammed pack show here today. We got college football playoff that we're going to start with. We got Lions game on the TV right now. We got a ton of Major League Baseball news over the last couple of days since the last time we recorded. This will be the last time that we record for the next week at least. I'm going out of town. So,
Oh shit.
Merry Christmas to everyone that might be listening to this at the Christmas time or right before or right after. Merry Christmas to everyone. We'll get back up in here before New Year's, I'm sure, but this will be the last one before Christmas. So, with that being said, Coach, speaking of the Christmas spirit,
Okay.
I got you something.
What the fuck? You
I need you to just open that.
did not see this at all.
Make sure it's on camera.
Okay, so
Yeah.
a little ASMR right there for people.
Just a little something in there. What is it, Coach? Show everybody. What is it?
It's a little participation trophy. What's this for?
Yeah, that right there, Coach, for a participation trophy. Like I said, we're going to talk college football. And look, let me just say this. It's an absolute joke what happened this weekend. All right? An absolute joke. Coach, I hope you like your little Christmas present right there.
That's gonna stay there till I die, dude. That is
That's a good gift, huh? That's a good little Walmart gift right there. So
Yes,
but yeah,
yes.
look, I want to give you a participation trophy for always participating in this show with me, which is what I feel like they did with JMU and
sometimes I
Tulane.
don't. Let's just get that out of the way. Sometimes I don't participate.
Well-
Sometimes I'm just sitting in this chair.
I thought that'd be a pretty funny way to start the show right there. So
That's awesome.
yeah,
That is
Yeah.
fucking phenomenal. If you haven't seen, I want to like glue this to my laptop. Just set it right here
yeah.
for fucking the remainder of time. I don't know how to do it. If I can just put it like on a hat or something, dude. Right here would be sick.
That would be a great spot for it.
It's just whenever you go fucking.
Yeah, whenever you do that.
Damn it! I'm gonna find something. That might work right there.
There you go. You
That's
just can't
gonna
move
work.
the mic too much.
No.
But look, it was a great weekend of some college football. We got a ton of Major League Baseball news. We'll close with that stuff. But as we've been doing the last few episodes, we're going to open with the college football season, especially in the playoffs. We had an absolute classic game on Friday night with Alabama and Oklahoma. We had one great game Saturday and two absolute disasters that happened after that. So, look, it's one of those things again. I don't believe G5 schools should be in this playoff. I don't care about automatic bids. I don't care about any of that stuff. If you put together a schedule where you're playing Ohio State, Indy, LSU, Florida, Vandy, Oklahoma, USC, you put together Clemson, even though they weren't that good, you put together a Clemson team, Florida State team, something of some magnitude multiple times throughout the year, and you can beat those teams and go 11-0 or 11-1, whatever they were coming into this. Okay, sure, you deserve your spot. But when you're playing other G5 schools 11 times out of 12, and you're 11-0, I'm sorry, you're not a good football team. And look, this got proven this weekend. We talked about it when the bracket first came out. There's zero reason why we should have the top 12 teams in a college football playoff. Two of them are automatic G5 bids, and those games are opening at 20-plus point favorites. That is an absolute disaster happening in college football right now. And I really do, I hope that the committee looked at this and said, man, let's look at viewership in the first half and let's look at it in the second half, because I guarantee you it was down in the second half. I didn't give a shit to watch the second half of these games because the first half it was over with. It didn't matter to me to watch Tulane in the second half and to watch JMU in the second half. And I get it. JMU put up 509 yards of offense on the Oregon team. So what? You got beat by almost 20 still. The game was over in the first quarter, much less the end of the game. The game was over long before it started. I mean,
Yeah. First of all, shout out to Uncle Charlie for tuning in. Oh shit!
like I said, you can't move.
Can't move the mic too much. Shout out, Unc. With that being said, though, look, it's crazy. You want to have the best 12 teams in this college football playoff, and it's not happening. It's not happening. The committee 100% got it wrong with putting Tulane and JMU in. Sure, they had great seasons. That's fine. but put them in their own playoff or whatever. Your G5 schools, you really need to take your schools like a Tulane, like a JMU, like a Boise State, like teams in the Mountain West Conference and the American and all that, and make their own playoff. They'll go somewhere else.
Look,
We don't
see
we
it.
don't want
We see it in March Madness, right? You got the NCAA tournament, and then you got the NIT tournament.
yeah.
You-
But the difference between the two, though, between football and basketball is there is a possibility of a Cinderella story making a run.
No, absolutely. But
in
I'm
the
referring
NCAA
to
tournament.
I'm referring to your typical top of the line teams, your top echelon teams being in that round of 64.
Yes.
Versus the NIT, which is your second hand schools. It's not as good at basketball as the top schools, and so they don't make it in the round of 64. They have their own tournament.
So here's the issue with football. Football, they're trying to make it like how baseball is, right? Baseball, you always have that team, that Oral Roberts.
That's Stony
You
Brook.
always have the Stony Brook. You always have the Coastal Carolina from 2016. Like you
Little Rock this year. Fuck
Yes.
LSU at home. I mean,
Yes, you have those teams that could make a run. You always have the St. Mary's that could make a run in basketball. Like you have those teams that could make these runs. In football, it's not that way.
it's not.
It is not the same. No matter how many people say, "Oh, Indiana's a basketball school," or they're good at baseball, or North Carolina's a basketball school. Let me just tell you something. North Carolina's an ACC, and Bill Belichick's there with fucking what's his name as the GM, Lombardi. You got Lombardi as a GM. Yes, they might have not won a fuck ton of games, but I promise you, they could beat the dog shit out of fucking Tulane.
Yeah.
Their offensive and defensive linemen are fucking 6'5", 6'6", 320 fucking pounds. Tulane is not recruiting that.
No, and they even said it at halftime. It's like that we couldn't keep up with the physicality in the first half. Like,
No.
it's a different game.
They had us in the first half.
Yeah, they had them in the second half too. It's a different game. And look, here's the thing about, what I'm noticing as an LSU fan, right? We both consider ourselves like pretty diehard LSU fans, right? Football, baseball, especially.
Powerhouse.
We watch every game. Like we're tuned in for all 9 on the weekend,
Yeah.
or all 4 games on the
All
weekend.
27 for sure.
Yeah, I mean we're tuned
Maybe
in for
sometimes more if they're playing Tennessee.
Yeah, we're tuned in for all of it, right? Stayed up. I mean, granted, it was your wedding day, but we would have stayed up till 2 a.m. anyway and watched the
That's-
walk off home. Like
I'd
it's
have been,
just part
I'd have
of
been
it.
drunk as shit. And
Like we love,
I was,
we
but I-
love the game. I mean, just like the World Series in Game 4, I stayed up till 3 a.m. watching that 18-inning game. I didn't miss a single
Yes,
fucking
no, you
pitch.
don't.
Like
You don't.
You don't. When you just love it, you love it. But here's what I've noticed from, especially Ole Miss and Tulane fans. All right, because you got the 2 governors talking shit on Twitter or X. You got the former head coach of Ole Miss is now LSU's head coach. You got all the coordinators that came with him are coaching Ole Miss, and you got all this bullshit happening. Here's the funniest thing that I've learned about those 2 schools especially. You can't stop talking about LSU. Like, you're in the college football playoff, bro. Why are you still talking about us?
if it ain't on their mind, it's in their mouth. You know what I mean?
You know what I'm saying? We are living rent fucking free in both of them schools' head for no reason. Here's the other thing that I've noticed.
Snorkeling in that dome.
Yeah, here's the other thing I've noticed. They keep talking about, oh, don't talk to me when your team's never won a college football playoff game. Hey, you bunch of fucking idiots. The college football playoff started in 2014. Pretty sure LSU has a natty since 2014
That is very true.
when it was a 14 playoff.
What they were referring to is that they haven't won. We haven't been in the 12-team playoff.
Yeah. Woo, big flex. We've been in a
Whoop-de
14
fucking do. We've
playoff
been in the 2-team. We've been in the BCS national championship
multiple times.
twice,
Multiple times
3 times, twice.
in the last 25 years. Yeah.
Yeah, in the last 25 years, twice,
Yeah.
and then in the 14 playoff once, and also went undefeated this season and fucking destroyed everybody.
Yeah, until this point in time. Did you know,
Yeah.
Coach? Until this point in time, the college football playoffs. So since 2014, right? Louisiana teams were undefeated. Now we're not, because Tulane went and fucked it up. But please keep talking shit because, look, here's the thing about Tulane and LSU. You got the same amount of wins this year in the college football playoff. Did you know that? Same amount of wins this year. Tulane and LSU
Oh yeah.
in the playoff. They got the exact same amount of
Oh,
wins,
in
bro.
the playoffs. That's right. Yeah.
But
In
that's
fact,
what I've noticed, dude,
Tulane has one more loss than we do, though.
That's true.
That is very true.
When you put the records side by side of what team was better in the college football playoff, the one that went 0-0 versus the one that went 0-1, the one that's 0-0 is better. You both got a 0 win percentage, but you got a loss on your side. But dude, that's what I've noticed about these two schools and these teams. You can't stop talking about LSU. I mean, there was a tailgate picture posted. This guy had a sign on his tent that said, like, tell the hoe he can go, but it was like hoe Heaux and then go Guex, like, like, bro, why are you still talking about Lane Kiffin? This is almost a month old and you're in the college football playoff hosting a game. Just focus on your team. Congratulations. You beat Tulane, who you beat by 5 touchdowns earlier in the year. And you did it with the same offensive coordinators and staff that's all coming to LSU. Congratulations. Like, who cares?
So I just want to point this out.
We will talk to y'all more come weekend 1 of SEC football, which is the 3rd week of the season next year.
Right. So I just want to point this out. So there's been 4 playoffs with a group of 5 teams in it so far, I think.
Okay.
It's been, I think SMU was 1. Boise State, and then these 2 teams. And they've all been fucking steamrolled. None of them has scored more than 20 points.
Yeah, look, dude. Well, no, JMU did.
JMU
put up
did.
34. Which is, look, that's good. Awesome.
Yes.
But you
also allowed.
game was over.
Yeah, game was over.
Game was over.
Game was over in the 3rd quarter.
Going into halftime.
Right.
I mean,
Yeah.
the game was over. It was like 27-3 at halftime. Like, the game was over. But dude,
That does scare me though about Oregon, because I think they put their 2nd string guys in and then had to put their 1st string guys back in.
yeah, I mean, look, this is an Oregon team that is always giving up points. This is not a team that goes out and just shuts teams out every weekend. Like, they've been known for scoring, but they've been known for giving it up too. Like, it's just part of Oregon football. It was part of that conference whenever they were a part of it. Like, that's what the conference was known for. You know what I mean? It's just one of them things, dude. Like, I don't like where college football is at the moment. And I don't think going to 16 teams is the solution. Like, yeah, sure, we'd love to see more football. Great, awesome, wonderful. But 16 teams ain't the solution.
Great.
Your
Yeah,
best 12 is the solution. Give me the best on the field. I mean, look, we're going to talk about Miami and their huge upset that they had this weekend too. But, dude, I mean, putting in these teams where you're turning the game off at halftime because the game's over, there's just uninterest in the second half for fans that are watching at home. Like, that is not what the football playoff is supposed to be about. And we saw it again. I'll reference like I did a couple weekends ago. We saw it a couple years ago when Georgia played TCU in the national championship because they let TCU in. And granted, they beat Michigan. Whoop-de-damn-do. Michigan really wasn't that good. They were a little bit overrated that year. And then they go face a Georgia team and get throttled 63-7 in that game in the national championship. Like, that's not what football, that's not what playoffs is supposed to be about. We're supposed to see these games like we saw with Bama and Oklahoma. Fantastic football game. A lot of controversy happened in that game. Miami and A&M. Fantastic football game when you look at the wind. Now, you look at the final score and you're like, wow, it's a really boring game. 3-3 going into the 4th quarter. Like,
Yeah.
really boring game. I get it.
Well, hold on, because I have something to say about that game. Can we just go ahead and say that probably neither of those teams deserve to get in?
Who? A&M and Miami?
A&M didn't play a team with a winning record all year.
A&M beat Notre Dame. So, yeah, they did.
Okay.
Miami also beat Notre Dame, and Notre
Right.
Dame Twitter also came
Correct.
out and said during the beginning of that game, Notre Dame would beat both of these teams. Where you literally lost
You
to
haven't.
both of them. this year, so that's not true. It's also I can go into fan talk like I just now did about Notre Dame because they're also a bunch of fucking idiots on the X space. But
Trying to find their schedule.
and A&M beat LSU. They also have a winning record. I'm not real sure what school you're talking about, Coach.
Yes, hold on. Okay, now that you say that, give me a second because I was looking up something. They had a very weak schedule for being
Yeah, now
11
that
and
I
1 going
believe.
into the playoff.
Yeah, that part I 100% believe.
So, yeah, you beat Notre Dame by 1. Yeah, I mean, you beat LSU. LSU ended up not ranked at the end of the year, right? Missouri, you beat Missouri. And then you lost to Texas.
Last game of the year.
Right. So the only team that was ranked at the end of the year, I believe, was Texas and Notre Dame. And you lost to Texas, you beat Notre Dame. Every other game was an unranked opponent. At the end, it was Missouri. Did Missouri end the year not ranked? I don't. That one's tough.
Did they end it not ranked?
Yeah,
Let's see.
because they were 19 when they played.
But I think that was about halfway through the year.
No, it was November 8th.
Missouri is not ranked.
Okay, so there's only 2 ranked teams that they played, or that are currently ranked. There's only 2 ranked teams on their schedule that
Texas
are
and
currently
Notre
ranked.
Dame.
Texas and Notre Dame. They beat Notre Dame by 1 and lost by 10 to Texas.
Yeah.
Can we agree that A&M played a weak schedule?
Yeah, I think when you look at the end of the day, yeah, it was a pretty weak schedule. If you looked
Can we
at it,
also agree that Miami played a weak schedule?
yeah.
Can we also agree that maybe Vanderbilt deserves to be in instead of
No, fuck them.
Okay. I hope Tim Corbin wins the fucking Natty this year.
Okay, well, we're not talking about Vanderbilt baseball.
Don't care. I like Vanderbilt.
But look, all right, so let's get into game 1, Alabama, Oklahoma, Friday night. You didn't get to watch much of this game. You were at a wedding.
Yeah, I saw. Luckily, there's an ESPN app on your watch. I don't know if you know that now.
There is.
So we're in the church and I'm praying and look down and do one of these and scroll and ESPN 7-0 Oklahoma. All right. Please stand. I turn to people behind me. Hey, it's 7-0 Oklahoma. And we stand. Whatever. All right, kneel. We're doing the Catholic aerobics at this point. We go to kneel, and I'm kneeling, arms on the pew like this. And fuck, 14-0. All right, hey, 14 or 10-0, I believe it was 10-0, and then it ended up being 17-0. I was like, dude, all right, I'm just done checking the score. We get out of church, headed to the reception. I decided, let me just check. It's halftime. 17-17, and I look and I see I have a text from you. Hey, are you watching this game? The answer was no. The answer was 100% no. But after that, when we get to the reception, best believe that game got turned on.
Yeah.
And, I mean, dude, it's what's crazy is I think it was 1893 is the last time that Alabama lost to the same opponent twice in one season.
I have no idea. We'll have to fact check that one.
No. I'm pretty sure I looked up. Last time Bama lost 2 times to the same opponent. To the same opponents.
Dude, what a catch.
In the same year, same season. It's a lot to type in on Google.
Kenneth Gainwell just made an absolute awesome catch that should turn into a touchdown.
Yes, the last time Alabama has lost twice to the same opponent in the same season was 1893 against BAC, the Birmingham Athletic Club.
The back.
Yes, the back.
The back.
The blood alcohol content. That is the last time that Alabama football has lost to the same opponent in the same season twice. And they still haven't, Coach, because Oklahoma beat them in the regular season. They beat the fuck out of them in the playoff when it mattered.
Yeah,
Same thing with LSU and Alabama the year they played in the national championship. That
And we
year,
didn't
that
cross
was
the 50.
that was the 9-6 game where we won, and we kicked. It was nothing but field goals and defense, and it was a great fucking game. And then we didn't cross the fucking 50 till like the fourth quarter or something like that. And we got to like the 45.
and it was in our backyard at
Yes,
Superdome.
yes.
But, dude, yeah, look, this game was insane. I mean, we're off to Oklahoma was off to a hot start. I mean, they looked unstoppable. We've talked about their defense. You know, I picked them in the game. You picked Alabama, and it was one of those things, dude. They're up 17-0, like in a blink of an eye. It's like, whoa, what happened? Alabama ran 6 offensive plays for -5 yards on their first 2 drives, and everybody's sitting here saying, all right, here comes Alabama, Georgia again, including myself. I was in the same boat. And now, look, again, going back to Notre Dame's fans, Notre Dame had to do a lot of tweet deleting is what Notre Dame had to do because, 17-0. They coming out, oh, we should be in. Y'all really thought this should be the team in? This team sucks. We'd beat this team. We'd beat Alabama. We'd do this. We'd do that. They don't deserve to be. This the team, miles and miles and
Bunch
miles
of fucking idiots, dude. I
Twitter fingers, bro.
Notre Dame is probably my new Ohio State, my new
A&M.
yes. Yeah, Florida
Florida.
sometimes. Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah. Notre Dame is just look, join a conference, you pussies. Join a fucking conference. You join a conference, I promise you we will stop talking shit.
And now you get an automatic bid. Again, coming next year, you get an automatic bid if you're in the top 12.
Here you go. Right
Dude,
here.
I wish we had a whiny baby button.
We can get one.
We need to add one.
100% we can get one.
We need to add one. Let me write this down.
Yeah.
A whiny baby button.
Yep.
But dude, it's pathetic what these fans are doing, bro. Like on Twitter. I mean, look, and I'm trying to interact with all of them, and sometimes they interact back, and you know how I am with interactions. Like, I don't give a shit, bro. Like, if you're gonna come at me, let's go. I'm gonna spit facts your way, and if you ain't got them back, and you start just saying some stupid shit, that means you lost, and I'm gonna stop responding to you. And that's just the way it goes. But
Play some baseball, pussies. Because you know what it's going to be? Broom sweeping, bitch. It's going to be that. It's going to be a lot of that. And it's going to be a lot of this.
Pucker up. Kiss that baby goodbye.
A lot of it.
yeah, dude, I tell you, look, this was an absolute
Fucking hate.
This was an absolute classic game Friday night. I was so glad that this started off the weekend of college football. This game was fantastic. Look, as you said, I want to go back to a lot of controversy, as I mentioned earlier. What you trying to find, Coop?
I fucking hate Notre Dame.
Okay. I see.
Yeah. I Notre Dame. Mother dude, I swear.
Kids, get your parents' permission to listen to us. If you are listening to us, thank you for tuning in. Follow us on all the socials, Diamond Deck Discussions, D-Deck Pod, D-Deck Discussion. You can find us anywhere. We're there.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All
no,
right,
we
so
are.
back to this game. So, yeah, look, it's off to a quick start, and then all of a sudden, things start happening, and people start saying, like, oh, is this happening on purpose? I mean, look, we watched the punt. This was the turning point in the game. Oklahoma, 4th down, punter catches the ball perfectly, takes his 2-step, and just drops it on the ground.
A 2-step. That's all.
Like, he just dropped it on the ground.
Yeah. That checks out.
And then went to pick it up and punt it. Obviously, it gets blocked at that point. Alabama recovers it right there at their end zone. And then scores, and then boom. It's Alabama momentum the rest of the game. I mean, look, this game was 17-0. It ended 34-24. Oklahoma went 34-7, outscoring Alabama. At one point, I'm pretty sure it was 24-0. They outscored them.
Yeah.
Like, this game was a complete momentum shift from that point. We saw at the end of the half, John Mateer threw straight to an Alabama guy. I don't know what he was thinking. Look, there's a lot of people out there saying, we've seen a lot of controversy in all sports here recently with betting and with getting caught. There's a lot of people out there saying check the betting sites, see what's happening on the betting end. Maybe. But you watch some of these things, and it's like, yeah, I could see why people were saying that. I mean, a punter had a ball perfectly in his hands, went to go kick it, just dropped it on the ground. Like, just straight up dropped it. It didn't slip. He wasn't fumbling the football, and it dropped that. Had it perfectly, had it turned sideways like he was going to punt, and just dropped it on the ground. John Mateer throws the pick six at the end of the half, which tied the ball game. It wasn't at the end. It was like a minute left, but whatever. End of the half. And, tied the ball game. And then second half, we just see a bunch of things that when you watch the first quarter and halfway through the second quarter versus the rest of the game, you're like, what Oklahoma team is this? And what happened? Defense was shit, and they ain't been shit all year. Defense was absolute trash. Offense couldn't do anything. They were winning the trenches in the first quarter and halfway through the second before this fumble out of nowhere happened. And, dude, but look, this was a great game. It was a great football game, and it was a fantastic way to start college football off, knowing what was coming day 2 of college football playoffs.
Yeah, it was a great game from what I watched. I was able to watch kind of the second half, mainly like fourth quarter, because, especially, you get the notification like, hey, can Oklahoma mount the comeback, the ESPN notification.
Right.
And then it's like, okay, well, fuck, let's see. And I think it was 27 to
17.
yeah, and then it became 27-24.
Yeah.
And that's about when I turned it on. And I was like, all right, well, fucking Bama goes touchdown, 34-24, or 34-24, and then Oklahoma has the ball and ended up throwing an interception. It was just, this game was a classic on a Friday night. I wish it could have been fucking like the night game on Saturday night.
Yeah, I wish
so
we
we had
would have had
something to
one
look
of the
forward to.
G5 games on Friday night and got them out the way.
Yeah, I don't understand. But let's go to Miami A&M real quick, because this is one that I did get to watch, and holy fuck, missed field goals galore. He had 15-mile-an-hour winds, 30-mile-an-hour gusts. The kicker from game day had the leg on his. He had the leg on his kick. It just, that wind fucking took it. And I'm like, this isn't going to be that big of a factor if you're throwing the ball, whatever. Nope. It was a factor.
Yeah.
It was a huge factor. It's no one scored. It was 0-0 at halftime.
Yeah.
Like it
took a long time to get a point.
And the defense wasn't good.
No. No. It's not like they just, startled people all game long. But the wind played a huge part. You couldn't throw the ball down the field. We saw, dude, I felt like with Texas A&M, I thought they hired Joe Sloan at the beginning of the game, because all I saw was screen right, screen left, screen right, wide receiver screen, wide receiver screen.
That's all you
I felt
can
like
do.
I was watching LSU football.
That's all you can do with these wind conditions. You can't throw the ball deep down the field. You had 2 passes thrown deep down the field in the first half, and that was the one of them was by fucking A&M's running back or some shit.
Yeah, on the swing play.
Yeah. And that was underthrown.
Yeah.
And I think Carson Beck threw one.
And it was like, dude was running a fucking go route, and he threw back shoulder, or the wind actually took it to a back shoulder. Wasn't even close. But dude, if I told you Marcel Reed, Texas A&M's quarterback, went 25 of 39. He completed 25 passes. How many yards do you think you would?
Usually, because I knew what they threw and all. I'm thinking he had under 200 yards passing.
So he had 237.
Okay.
Completing 25 throws. And
But
2 picks.
usually your 25 throws, you're thinking, let's just say 10 yards apiece, 250.
Yeah,
Right?
minimum. Carson Beck, on the other hand, completed 14 of 20 throws. Guess the passing yards on this.
It was over 200, wasn't it?
No.
No.
103.
Oh, so he did good?
No.
They
Like, dude,
won.
You couldn't. The passing was, 4.9 yards for Miami, 5.9 yards for A&M. The passing game was out the question. If it was a pass beyond 10 yards, out the question. And look, Marcel Reed got 2 picks to show for it. He tried to throw 2 balls down the field. One of them was a slant route about 25 yards down the field, and just sailed it.
The pick at the end of the game was one that really sealed it.
Yeah, in the end zone when
in
they
the
were
end
on
zone,
like the 4-yard line or
right.
something going in.
Run the fucking ball.
Yeah, run the ball.
Run the ball.
You had plenty of time and timeouts.
That's a
Run the ball.
Marshawn Lynch moment right there.
Yeah. Dude, it's just look, this kid Fletcher Jr. went for the most not most runs, most yards of his career for Miami. Mark Fletcher Jr. 172 yards. His mom in the crowd was like, every time he touched the ball, they panned the camera to her, and she was just jumping up and down, hype as hell. I mean,
Fuck yeah.
dude, 17 carries for 172 yards. That's 10.2 yards a carry. Like, that is fucking outstanding. And 10.1 yards a carry. Like, that dude, you couldn't bring him down.
Yeah.
You couldn't bring him
No,
down.
you couldn't. It was tough, and even if you tried to, he'd get another hole, and it would. I want to know his broken tackles. That's what I want to know, because it was a lot. He had a lot of fucking broken tackles.
Yeah.
Bella.
Dude, look, this game was one of the most, I don't want to say pathetic football games, because I understand the win.
The win was
a
a
major
huge factor. Absolutely.
But at the same time, when you go a combined 1 for 5 on field, or 2 for 6, because I think A&M brought their guy in late in the fourth
there
quarter.
were 4 missed.
The guy that got benched early in the year because he was 11 of 18 of field goals. Yeah. They missed one early. They brought the other kid back, Bond or something like that, whatever his name is.
Both teams scored a field goal, and then there were 4 missed, so that's 2 for 6.
They were 2 for 6 on field, and it's not like they were kicking 60-yarders. These were chip shots. Like, the longest one in the game was 47.
Yeah.
Like,
Which is a chip shot nowadays, because kickers are fucking making 59s. Like, I saw one today in the NFL, 59-yard field goal, and it was automatic. Like, it was like, all right, like, I'm going to just step up, kick this real quick. Like,
dude, I mean, I don't know, bro. It's just one of those things. I mean, look, high school state championship. We talked about the game, the wild game in Louisiana high school state championship game
with Shaw and
with the kid. I mean, look, he missed the extra point from 12 yards out, and then he goes out and bangs a 43-yarder right through the middle of the uprights. Would have had it from 55 easy. Like, 47. And granted, it's in the dome. There's no wind. I got all that point, but it's what you were saying. Like, 47 yards. That's chip shot. That's guaranteed nowadays almost. I mean,
yeah, especially in the college. If you can't kick a 60-yarder, at least in practice.
Yeah.
In college, yeah, you're not a kicker.
And this guy missed.
You're playing for Tulane or for JMU. You know
but this guy missed by like 15 yards. It wasn't close.
100%.
It came off his foot. They had the back camera showing, like, from the end zone, from the goalpost.
Yeah.
As soon as he kicked it, I said, "Nope, missed."
No,
like, you can see it off his foot. It wasn't even close.
It looks like, so the first one they missed, that one it was going up, and it was going in, and all of a sudden it acted like a cutter, and it just went, and we were like, oh shit. So that's how it's going to be today. So then he over adjusted on the second one.
Yeah.
Dude, and it's just like, how? Like, how do you not know? Like, you've been kicking for a long time. I guarantee you've played in windier games. You've had to adjust. You've probably practiced in the wind. I don't get it. I don't understand it. I don't understand why these kickers aren't adjusting. Now, I'm not a kicker. Like, when Pat McAfee does his fucking kicking contest and all, and then have you ever made fun of, have you ever fucked with a kicker or whatever? Yeah, absolutely. I have talked shit about a kicker. 100%. Could I do it? No. 0%. Absolutely not. I couldn't fucking do it. There's no way. There's no way. I tried. And I was so bad I did all the onside kicking. And they would tell me.
Brucey.
I was Brucey, 100%.
You was Brucey.
Brucey, go out there and kick the ball. Yes, sir.
All right, it's Brucey time.
Yeah. Fucking, dear Lord, help me with this kick. And I will stop cheating on my wife with brown eyes.
If you haven't seen The Longest Yard, go watch it. Great movie.
If you also haven't seen it, where the fuck have you been living?
Yeah, that's true.
Movie's been out since like 05. Been out for 20 years now. That's insane to think about, by the way.
All right, let's get to these last two games. We don't really care. We've already talked too much shit about Tulane and JMU being in this thing. I mean, like, this is exactly what we expected. They were 20-point favorites. You know, take the over. If you took the over in the Oregon game, that fucking sucks. But like, they were 20-point favorites. I think Ole Miss was actually, I think Ole Miss was 17.5 or 16.5.
You mean if you took Oregon spread, you talking about?
Yeah, the spread.
Yeah.
I keep saying though. I don't know why I keep saying over.
James Madison covered. That's the wild part.
They
but
did.
Again, I think Oregon put all their second their second string in, and then they had to put their first string back in
Right.
because they were coming back.
Yeah, I mean, like JMU at the end of the first half, it was 34-6. The game was over.
Yeah.
I think earlier I said like 27-3 or something like
Or
that.
whatever. It
I was
doesn't
missing
matter.
some
It
points,
was
but
fucking
look, this game was over.
Oregon dropped big
and-
dongs on them.
And in the second half, they both scored 14, so you're still down by almost 30. And then in the fourth quarter, JMU scored 14, Oregon only scored 3. Like, your starters aren't in at this point. I mean, let's just call it what it is. Your starters aren't in the game anymore. You're running time, you're running the ball. Like, that's all you're doing at this point if you're Oregon. Like, this game, this is exactly what I expected for both of these games. We didn't expect anything less, which is why when we made our picks, we were like, yeah, Oregon and Ole Miss. Like, this is not hard to do. But, Coach, look, we are like 35 minutes in. We said 30 minutes on college football. So, we got picks to make. We got round 2 next weekend, New Year's weekend.
Yeah,
One game on the 31st, Miami Miami and Ohio State in the Goodyear Cotton Bowl. And then on January 1st, New Year's Day, we got kicking off the day, the Capital One Orange Bowl, Oregon, Texas Tech. Game 2, the Rose Bowl, Alabama versus Indiana. And Game 3, the All-State Sugar Bowl right here in our backyard in New Orleans, Ole Miss versus Georgia. So, Coach, let's start with Game 1. Game 1 is going to be December 31st. That is Miami and Ohio State. Who you got?
I mean, I got Ohio State. That's a given. Honestly, Ohio State's a 10-point favorite in this one, and I think they cover. I think they cover by a lot. Jeremiah Smith is about to fucking go crazy this game. Julian Sainz is about to go even more nuts. Fucking Sid the Sloth is not going to do shit this game. This Ohio State defense and offense are way too fucking good. They are way too good. There's no way in hell that Miami has a chance here.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think OSU is going to win this, and I think they cover 10 points. That's pretty easy. Miami did good.
But this brings me back to my point that I don't think A&M or Miami deserve to get in there because of their strength of schedule.
Maybe, but you can't leave them out. They got wins over the teams that were behind them. I mean, it just is what it is. Against better teams. I mean, let's just say that.
All right. So you can't leave out Tulane either, right?
Yeah, you can definitely leave out Tulane. They're
Well,
not playing the schedule that the other teams are playing.
Okay.
Who you taking, A&M or BYU?
Well,
No, answer a question.
I'm
Answer
not.
the question.
I'm not picking BYU.
All right,
just
BYU
just because of the quarterback's number.
All right, you picking A&M or Notre Dame? Notre Dame already lost to them, so that's not a question. You taking A&M or Vandy?
I would take Notre Dame in that actually. Notre Dame versus A&M. 100%. I'm taking Notre Dame.
Okay, before this game started. Before this game was played.
I'm picking Notre Dame. Jeremiah Love would have fucking ran. He would have had a field day.
They already lost to them.
Jeremiah Love would have had a field day in this windy game.
Well, they look at head-to-head anyway, so that's another team they would have put behind A&M.
Okay.
And then Vandy versus A&M.
I'd have Vandy in that. Give me Pavi all fucking day. That would have been a hell of a game. I would say that would have been a hell of a game to have Pavia versus Marcel. That would have been a great game. This was a great game. I'm not knocking this game, but I'm just saying that.
Okay, so even if you put
no
Notre
wind.
Dame,
I think no wind in this game. This game is it's a nail biter, but it's like 52-54. Like there was virtually zero defense and kind of some offense.
Yeah.
With no wind and they can throw the ball fucking deep.
Yeah, but you can't look at it like that. You got to pick it before. If you
I
think they shouldn't have been in.
know. Actually, with no win, I think A&M wins this game.
Okay, so there you go. All right, game two, which is game 1, starting January 1st. It is
Yes.
the Orange Bowl. Oregon versus Texas Tech. Oregon opens as a 1.5 favorite. Coach, what you got?
This one's the toughest one of the slate for me.
I agree.
Can we go back? Can we just move? Let's go to the next one and let's do this one last.
All right, let's do it last. All right, let's get to game 3, which is going to be game 2, January 1st. The Rose Bowl, Alabama versus Indiana.
Yes. Alabama, Indiana. This one, Indiana's a 7-point favorite. I want to pick Signetti here. I want to because I've basically said, yes, whoever wins in the first round isn't going to make it past the second. I don't know about the Oregon Texas Tech game, but this Alabama Indiana game is going to be a nail biter, especially the way that Alabama's been playing. I don't know what the over under is for total score, and I'm probably not going to look it up. I'm not worried about it. I don't think Indiana covers this -7.
Over under on scores opens at 48.5 according to DraftKings.
Got to go over.
Yeah, I'm taking over. On
You
that
got to
for
go
sure.
over. You got to pick the over, and I think Alabama covers. I don't know if they win though. That's my issue. The way that Alabama's playing right now, they are playing like the Alabama of old, but like 2 years into Saban's run, not like a mid Saban run, because mid Saban run you couldn't do shit with them.
Yeah, you couldn't beat them.
Right? You couldn't beat them at all. They're playing like kind of Kalen DeBoer is getting this team together, but Kurt Signetti, you Google him, he wins. Like, this one's a tough one for me. You got the Heisman winner in Mendoza at quarterback for Indiana. Did he deserve it? Did anyone deserve the Heisman? I don't know. I don't think anybody deserved the Heisman. Nobody had a great fucking year. Nobody had a Heisman worthy year. Nobody. Alabama covers, the over hits, but give me Indiana money line here.
Yeah, I'm with you. I like all those points. I really thought you were going to pick Bama there. I was ready to write Bama on the board here. But,
I was as well, and I don't.
Look, I think Indiana's just one of the best teams in the country. I think they are probably the most complete team in the country. I really like Indiana. I love what Signetti's doing. You know, I picked against Alabama against OU, and it's not because I don't want to pick them, but there's so many flaws in that game, dude. Like, their run game has been bad. Their offensive line has been bad. Their defensive line got pushed around by Georgia, and you're playing a really good team in Indiana. Like, I don't know, dude. I don't know that I can trust them. And so, for that reason, you're coming off of a pretty physical game. You're coming off of an emotional game versus Oklahoma, where you had to come back from 17-0. You're playing a well-rested, a well-prepared, a great team in Indiana, very complete, both sides of the football. Got to take Indiana here. Not to go. I'd take them probably even. I'd take them at 7. I think it's going to be a game that is at 7.
I think it's come down to a field goal.
I think it's going to be like a kind of like we saw with Miami and A&M. You score late to take the 7-point lead, and then you just can't get into the end zone late.
What would suck is
that's kind of what I see with this game.
What would suck is that if it was close and say a tie game, and Indiana goes down the field and scores with no time left on the clock, and it makes it 6.
Well,
no time left on the clock. They're not going to kick the extra point.
yeah, they're not going to kick it.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And they win by 6, and you bet -7.
Yeah,
That would fucking suck.
so.
I think this next game is a no-brainer.
All right, capping off the last game, the All-State Sugar Bowl right here in South Louisiana in the Superdome. Coach got Georgia.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do too. I think this is one of the most physical teams
And I think
in all of college football.
think they cover, but it's like 10. Like,
Yeah.
I don't think they. It's going to be a closer game than a lot of people think, just because of the way Ole Miss is playing right now. And you look at what they just fucking did to Tulane. I agree, it's Tulane, and Tulane shouldn't have fucking got in this and that. But they put up 41 points.
Yeah.
This is an offense that has been running on all cylinders since day one with Kiffin.
Yeah.
This is going to be a good game. But Georgia's offensive and defensive line, fucking all 6'7", 6'8", 350 fucking pounds, that all run a 4'6", 4'7".
Yeah, dude. Like Georgia, I mean, look, they're one of the most physical teams in all of college football. This is
Kirby
an
Smart.
absolute
Kirby
unit.
Smart is not going to lose this game.
Yeah, this is an absolute unit of college football. Ole Miss, congratulations. You made it to the second round of the college football playoff. That is as far as you are going.
100%.
This game, I'm with you. I think Georgia covers. I don't think it's as close as you think it's going to be. I think this is a 17-point game. I think Georgia is just going to do what they did to Alabama, and this game's going to be over from the start because they're going to be more physical. They're going to play more tough. They're just going to fucking dominate this game.
Yeah,
They're not going to let Kawan Lacey get going. And if you take away Ole Miss's running game,
he got hurt and Chambliss got hurt.
yeah, if you take away that running game, and if he's dinged up any, and you take that away, and you force Chambliss to throw the football, as good as he is, and as much as I think if the NCAA grants him another year eligibility, him and Lacey will be LSU Tigers next year. It just is what it is. It's going to happen. I mean, Ole Miss, count your blessings while you got them, because it's over with after this year. Like, they're going to be Tigers next year. As much as I like them to leading the offense, I don't think they have enough firepower to beat Georgia. And I think Kirby Smart will say Kawan Lacey will not beat us. And because of that coaching mentality, he's going to force Chambliss to be a one-dimensional player, and that team to be a one-dimensional team, and that does not bode well for them to not have a running game. So I take Georgia too. I think it's a 17-point game. And, Coach, we go back to Oregon and Texas Tech. Let me start this one off since you don't know.
Go ahead, because I think I know, but I
Oregon opens as a 1.5 favorite. Obviously, they can put up points on anyone. We know this, but that Texas Tech defense, $7 million up front. You got the linebacker that was in the Heisman running, whose wife is a damn Air Force pilot. Like, she's an absolute beast.
Rodriguez.
Is it
Joey Rodriguez, I believe is his name?
He's an absolute beast. You don't see many defensive players in the Heisman voting. He was in there. This defense is unfucking believable. QB dealt with, I don't know his name, but dealt with some leg issues, had a fractured femur or some bullshit like that, or hairline fracture or something. He's had time to get healthy. He'll be back. His legs will be back. He'll be able to run the football if he needs to. Oregon giving up 34 to JMU. I don't care if your second string was in. That's a lot of points. You gave up 509 offensive yards to JMU, and you only put up 500. I say only. You put up 514 of your own. So you only out-yarded them by five. Texas Tech is a lot better offensively and defensively than JMU is. I think Oregon is really in for it. I think this game is going to be high scoring, but very close. 30-27, 33-30 kind of game here within 7 of each other. Oregon opens as the favorite. I've been on the Texas Tech bandwagon ever since they beat BYU at home, and I got to watch that game for the first time, watch this team for the first time live. That team is legit, and I'm taking Texas Tech.
So, with that being said, do you really think that Oregon can put up that many points against this fucking defense?
Yes, dude. They're like, Oregon's not a scrub.
They are good.
They're better.
They are good.
They're better than BYU. You're not a scrub. You got Dante Moore at quarterback, who's probably going to be a first rounder if he's not one of the first 10 picks of the draft. Like, dude is an absolute dog. I love Dante Moore, but man, the Texas Tech defense. Look, Oklahoma's defense just gave up 34. Who saw that coming? Bama's defense gave up 24. Who saw that coming? Like, you know what I'm saying? It's different in playoffs. It's different in playoffs.
Look, let's put it like this. So, in 2 overtimes, Penn State gave them a run for their money, right? This was back when fucking Drew Aller was still the quarterback. James Franklin was still there. And this was 30-24 in 2 overtimes versus Penn State. This was Oregon. All right. Indiana, they lost 30-20. Okay. Indiana's fucking good. Now, every other team that they played has not scored. So, like, USC scored 27. Let's see. USC scored 27. And that is the only team to put up 20 or more points on Oregon without winning. And, well, Penn State. But they went in 2 overtimes. So, in regular, Penn State didn't score. My issue is here, yes, while the Texas Tech defense is fucking phenomenal, will they be able to put up points on Oregon? That's my issue with this game. Yes, they did it to BYU, but BYU's quarterback wears the number 47.
But Oregon just gave up 34 and
I
509 yards.
I see this. I agree. I'm with you. But as much as we fuck with JMU and how they didn't deserve to be in and blah 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 blah, they're still a good. They're still a good fucking football team.
Yeah, it's still a good team.
Still a good
100%.
team.
It's not take away from JMU or Tulane.
Right.
It's just a different level of competition. That's all.
Absolutely. Did they give up against JMU and be like, all right, we got this game in the bag? And like I said, they had to put their whole
tough.
first string back in, like because of they were playing with their second string guys. Like, I don't understand. Like, how can you pick against Dan Lanning?
Then pick him.
I am. I'm going Oregon here. I'm going Oregon. They cover. I mean, they fucking. If they don't cover, they win by one. It's fucking. That's stupid. That's stupid. They have to win. They're gonna win by either a field goal or like 3 touchdowns.
In my opinion, this is the game of the weekend. This is the best game of the whole weekend.
This should be night game,
Yes.
but the way that everything's structured and all,
Correct.
you got to have 2 night games. And I kind of like the Oregon, the Ole Miss Georgia game being one of them. That's
I'd
fine.
rather see-
I'd rather see if it's not Oregon and Texas Tech.
Bama and Indy.
Yes, Bama and Indiana be the Friday night game, and I think it should be because they already played on Friday night, so you just keep them there.
Yeah.
But you're not going to do that for some fucking reason.
Yep. Not gonna do it.
But it also has to do with where they're playing, right?
Right.
So like the Rose Bowl's on the West Coast.
Right. But I mean, like 3 o'clock game, no matter what, it don't matter where you. I mean, no matter what time zone you're in.
It's not a 3 o'clock game, no matter what.
It's 3 o'clock Eastern, so it's 2
Right,
o'clock.
so it's
our
going to be 2
time.
o'clock here, and it's going to be a fucking noon game
Yeah.
over there.
Mhm.
That's what I'm saying. And then so, like this 11 o'clock game is going to be a fucking 8 a.m.
8
game.
a.m. game for them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's stupid.
Yeah, no, I agree.
But the Orange Bowl is in Florida, I'm assuming.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
I think that's Miami. I think the Orange Bowl is Miami.
That checks out, maybe.
I think. Could be wrong.
I don't know.
Let me double check myself, and then we're gonna look at.
Might be wrong. We do have some baseball things. Though.
Yeah, we're gonna go into MLB news. Yeah, Miami.
Miami.
Yeah, great song. All right, Coach. Let's go ahead and talk some.
Let me finally pull up the notes because I haven't.
Let's go ahead and get into some baseball news because my goodness, we got a lot. Look, we got like 8 things we're going to talk about. Some of this stuff we're going to go through pretty quickly. Like we can start with. Actually, a lot of this is pretty big. Let's start with Brad Keller going to the Phillies right here, number 2. It's a great pickup for them. They need a guy. He's kind of more of like a swing guy. He can start. He can throw in the middle. He can throw in the 8th inning. However you want him to be. Look, it's the year of 22s for relievers. I mean, he's 2 for 22. Luke Weaver, we're going to talk about in a minute, is 2 for 22. There were some other guys earlier that we talked about is 2 for 22. It's the year of 2 for 22s for fucking relievers. For whatever reason.
11 million a year is kind of like the going rate.
Yeah. So Brad Keller, this is a great pickup. Phillies need it. Look, they went out. We can stay with the Phillies and go to number 3. They went out and they traded Matt Strahm to KC. All right, you got
What they
rid
end
of.
up getting for that?
It was a minor leaguer on a. Well, he might not be a minor leaguer, but he's on a 6-year pre-arb deal. Matt Strahm, it's essentially a salary dump for the Phillies. $7.7 million is off the books with Strahm, and you get a guy that's going to be making league minimum. His name's Jonathan something. I don't damn know. Let's see.
It's a weird last name.
Phillies trade Strahm. Jonathan Bolin is the guy's name. Let's see. This was right after they added Brad Keller. So, they still got some work to be done. But, look, they get a kid, and Jonathan Bolin, he's a young guy. Less than a year of MLB service time, so he isn't a big. 6'6", 240 pounds. Reliever. He has made a start, but he's majority a reliever this year with KC. He's got a couple stints up with KC from 2003. He threw in 2 games, 2004, 1 game. And this year was really his big stint in the bigs, threw in 34 games, threw to a 3.86 ERA in 44 and a third inning. So it's not a bad pickup for him. Another righty in that bullpen. They were flush with lefties in the bullpen, so it doesn't hurt them to get rid of Strom. They still got 2 or 3 more lefties in that pen. So again, more of a salary dump here for them. You go $7.7 million off your books, and you get a guy making league minimum $780,000 or whatever they're going to make it be this coming year. So,
I think that was my laptop.
oh, it's a good trade for Philly. Look, you still got to bring back Realmuto. You signed Adolis.
I don't think they do.
Well, you signed Adolis. You got to figure out what you're going to do with Cassie's $20 million deal. Again, you're flush with lefties. This is a guy, Matt Strom, you could afford to get rid of if you wanted to. And for KC, it's a great trade for KC. Matt Strom can do a spot start every now and then. We saw it with Boston. He's a guy that can give you 3 or 4 innings out the bullpen. If your starter gets into trouble first or second inning, you can go to Strom. He can get you to the 6th if you need him to. Like, it's a great pickup for KC. Now, they take on a lot of money, but it's something that they need. They had all righties in their bullpen, so they needed a left-handed guy. You get Strom, who can throw in the 8th inning before you go to Urseg in the 9th, who's one of the best closers in the league. It's a good move. I mean, it's one of those rare 1-for-1 win-win trades for both teams.
Yeah. Well, what bothers me about it is the fact that the Phillies are not supposed to be getting rid of players that like key players, because this is probably going to be the last year that they have to make a run, and they to get rid of Matt Strom, who is your setup guy, who is your 7th, 8th inning guy, like sometimes your 9th, just depends.
Especially when Alvarado went down before you traded for Johan.
Correct. So I had a problem with this move, but I mean, if you dump that and hopefully you can go sign somebody worth the fuck and deal with it from there, I mean, that'd be nice. But we'll see. We'll see how that goes. The Phillies just seem to they seem to want the World Series win, but not at the same time. So I don't know how I feel about them. I would love to see it happen. I mean, it hadn't happened since 2008.
Yeah, I mean, look, we have picked Philly multiple times since we started this podcast to win the World Series or be contention to be the other party in the World Series at least. And it's one of those things. We're Philly fans. We want to see it. We're Red Sox fans at heart. We're Philly fans. Probably second if I had to put them in my list.
I think we're more fans of the Phillies fans.
Yeah,
if anything,
like, we love how passionate they are. We love Citibank. The field is
the
just
actual like the atmosphere of the game.
Yeah,
that would be a field I'd love to go see. I want to go see a playoff game there, but I don't want to spend fucking $5,000 on tickets.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like I don't want to, and then spend another fucking $10,000 on Airbnb.
Yeah, I mean,
like I don't want to do it.
If you don't believe in those numbers, we actually did look at one point to go this past year.
Yeah,
and it was $1,200 was the minimum ticket price.
Right.
$1,200 per ticket,
and that's not including all the fees and shit you get from damn Ticketmaster.
And that was just to watch a game. That wasn't the flight there.
Yep.
That wasn't food or drinks.
It's a $10,000 trip.
Yeah,
minimum.
Maybe not that much, but close.
Saying think about it, because it wouldn't just be me and you. Right. It'd be our wives, and they're not paying for shit. So.
Right. All right, well, let's go to Philly's interconference rival. The Mets continue to pick up the Yankees leftovers.
Yes, 100%. They are they're looking in the fridge right now, and they go, "Ooh, Yankees left this here whenever they were here last time. Let's go ahead and let's eat it." And they fucking do. They got Luke Weaver again. They got Luke Weaver now. They have Devin Williams already, and they have
Clay Holmes.
Yes, Clay Holmes. Like they.
And they're in on Bellinger.
And they got Juan Soto, who plays for the Yankees. Like, they – seriously, this is the Yankees – this is the Yankees junior of the NL, and they're not going to win shit. And it makes me excited, but also at the same time, like, makes me kind of sad. Like Devin Williams, I don't care. I like Devin Williams till he went to the Yankees, and then he fucking, I don't know. He got the beard policy change, which I liked. I really liked that. But then all of a sudden, everybody starts fucking with him because they're like, oh, okay, you wanted to have a beard to pitch to a fucking 4.7 ERA. Oh, okay, yeah, we'll let you have a beard.
We removed you from the closer role. In fact, we went out and traded for David Bednar
Right,
because you were so bad.
right. So I don't feel bad for him. But like Luke Weaver is a promising young stud that he's gonna get paid one day if he keeps up the exact. If he keeps up,
I don't know if he gets paid.
oh, no, I mean he's gonna. I'm sorry, not paid. He's gonna be in a prominent closing role one day. He's gonna be the next. I'm not comparing him to Mo, obviously, but like the next like Brian Wilson, like the next like he's going to be that guy, but he has to work at it.
I mean, look, this is a guy in Luke Weaver. It's a great pickup. If you can find 2024 Luke Weaver again, you have a great reliever. I mean,
Yes.
Luke Weaver in 2024, look, this is a guy with the Yankees who stepped into the closer role late in the year, all right, threw in 62 games. Okay, this is a guy that you needed. He only had 4 saves that year, but 84 innings. He threw to a 7.3 ERA, a 2.89 7.3 record, 2.89 ERA, and a career best 1.9 WAR. All right, this is a guy that you need, a 3.96 strikeout to walk ratio, almost 4 strikeouts to every walk. You love those numbers. What a guy. If you're getting 3 to 4 strikeouts per walk from your closer, coach, your closer typically throws what inning?
9th.
And how many outs are there in an inning?
3.
So if you get 4 strikeouts to 1 walk, I'll take those numbers from a guy throwing 3 outs.
Yeah.
I take them all day. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like that's fantastic numbers.
Every now and then, and it's mostly in the playoffs. You have to come in like the 6th, right,
Yeah.
or the 7th, whatever, and you might have to give 3, but that's every now and then. That's not going to be a regular season thing.
No, and look, this is I actually like Luke Weaver, but I do think this is going to be one of his last opportunities. Look, this is a guy that came up as a starter actually in the St. Louis, got traded to Arizona, then spent a little bit of time with KC, then went to Cincy, Seattle, and New York at the end of 2023. Got traded to New York, and that's where he really kind of found himself, and he became the relief pitcher that we know him as. He came up as a starter. There was talk that maybe he'd want to go back to that role. He's not, from what the Mets are saying at the moment. He could, but this is a guy that at 31 years old right now, let's see where he's going to be. He's going to be 32 midway through the year. You're on a 2-year deal, so next time you get into free agency, you're going to be 34 years old, man. Like, you got to figure this out on this 2-year and $22 million deal that maybe you can land a Robert Suarez type deal at 34 where he landed with Atlanta, a $3 and $45 million deal. Maybe you can get that, and that's your retirement because, $22 million is a lot of money. But when you're talking about living in New York, it's kind of them taxes up there getting a little hefty.
What's crazy to me is that he goes to the Mariners in 2023.
Yep.
He was with the Yankees in 2023. They traded him to the Mariners, and then he gets traded to the Reds after 5 games or whatever it was, right?
Well, he started with the Reds,
So in
traded to Seattle.
Oh,
and then
okay.
traded
Okay.
to
Okay.
the Yankees.
This is flipped right now. So usually a pitcher goes to the Mariners, gets paid with other teams because one, the Mariners love to develop very good pitching. That's just kind of the Mariners' MO. They get these fucking badass pitchers. The Mariners pitching staff we know is fucking phenomenal.
Yeah.
And the Mariners know how to develop guys. They know how to teach different pitches. They know how to handle these pitchers, right?
Right.
But had a 6.08 ERA with Seattle.
But it's only 5 games.
Right. In 5 games. He allowed 9 runs in 5 games.
Mm-hmm.
Right. It's not terrible, but it's still, it's less than 2 runs a game. But I mean, still, like if you're a guy that's you're throwing minimal innings, like, yeah, you need to not give up those fucking runs. Sure.
Yeah.
Then he goes to, okay, so he goes Reds, Mariners, then Yankees, right? So then he goes to Yankees and has a 3.38 ERA. I think that's partially due to the defense behind him. If I had to guess why it dropped, and then goes to the Yankees, he's with the Yankees in 2024, pitches in 62 games, gives up 27 earned, has a 2.89.
Yeah.
Like that's good. That dude's a stud. He's a stud he had 4 saves. He was 7-3 record. Like to only give up 27 runs in 62 games. I don't know how many innings that is though. I'm not looking at that right now. I mean, if he can find that, and it just doesn't make sense to me how he couldn't find that in years prior. Like,
Well, he came up as a starter. Look at his game started in his years prior.
I
He
guess
came
I
up
need
as
to
a
actually go to
yeah.
Baseball Reference.
Well, here I can tell you right here because I still got him.
So
pulled up.
I thought that he was a young guy.
No, so he came up as a starter in 16. He started 8 of 9 games, and then in 17, 10 of 13 games. In 18, 25 of 30 games, and then 12 of 12, 12 of 12, 13 of 13. And then that's when he kind of switched to that closer reliever role. Not really closer role, but reliever role when he got traded from Arizona to Kansas City. He pitched in 26 games, only 1 start. And then the next year in 2023, that's whenever he was with 3 teams. He started 25 of 29 games, so he went back to starter role, then got traded to the Yankees, and since he's been with the Yankees, he started the first year he got traded to the Yankees, he started 3 games. He went 1-1 with a 3.38 ERA, and then year 2 and year 3 with the Yankees, which was 2025 and 2024, 0 starts, all relief outings. So, again, kind of that's where the Mets were kind of, do we take the Clay Holmes approach with him, right? We took Clay Holmes, who was the Yankees closer, and we made him a starter. Do we do the same thing with Luke Weaver? As it's been said so far, I haven't seen anything. I could be wrong. Haven't seen anything where he's going to be a starter. But, again, could be wrong on that.
I mean, so as a reliever, his first year with the Yankees his first full year with the Yankees in 24,
Yeah.
he had a 7-3 record.
Yeah, with a 2.89 ERA,
Right.
62
That
games,
was
84 innings.
2024. Luke Weaver was very good.
Yeah.
Other than that, his only other winning record was a 4-3 season in 2019, where he had a 2.94 ERA and 12 starts,
Yeah.
64 in the third innings. I mean, that's not. He must have got hurt or something. I mean, it's not good. Pitching 12 games and 12 starts, and he was 4-3. Is he worth $11 million a year?
In a relief role, yes.
In a 2024 relief role, yes. A 2025 relief role, maybe not so much. I don't know. He's 31 years old.
Yeah.
I mean, you got him for 2 years, but
Yeah. I mean, look, it's one of
I
those
just feel like
things
Steve Cohen just doesn't know what to do anymore, and he's like, "Well, fuck it, let's just try this."
it's like
I really think that.
I don't know, dude. It's a Yankees leftover after Yankees leftover after
Yes.
Yankees leftover for
Yes,
them. but-
he's eating. Steve Cohen is eating 2-week-old Thanksgiving leftovers at this point, just because it's in his fridge, and he's like, "You know what? Let's go try this out."
All right, cuz let's get to our next guy. It's a guy that we both are big fans of, Michael King.
Yes.
Re-signs with the Padres. This was kind of out of nowhere. We had heard that the Cubs were in on this. We had heard the Orioles. We had heard the Red Sox were the teams that were really in on this guy.
And we did not hear the Padres in
did
on it.
not hear the Padres were
Because
in
the
on it.
Padres have been trying to shed fucking payroll for I don't know how many years
Yeah,
now, and they
this
still
is-
haven't fucking done it.
If you followed us on TikTok or saw a TikTok video, you heard me say that. Like, this is one of the most confusing teams in all of baseball. Oh, we're going to shed payroll this year. Signs Xander a 10-year, $300 million deal. Oh, we're going to shed payroll this year. Goes out and gets somebody. Oh, we're going to shed payroll this year. Go sign Michael King to 75.
You still
What
have
is
to be
happening?
competitive. Well, so let me explain it like this. So I lived in San Diego when the Padres weren't making the playoffs and the Padres weren't shit. This was years before, I say years, but so I was there from 2015 to 2018. I left in 2018. The off season of 2018 is whenever they signed Manny Machado. And that's whenever they started bringing in, they called up Tatis. They've had,
That was Hosmer.
yes, Eric
had
Hosmer
Son Hill.
years.
Yeah.
That was I have an Eric Hosmer jersey.
Yeah.
A Padres Eric Hosmer jersey.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, he didn't amount to shit. He missed a fucking fly ball in the infield to give the Astros a win when Bregman was up to bat. That was crazy.
Check his DraftKings.
That wasn't
Wait,
a
what?
thing. That wasn't a thing back then.
Oh, I'm sure.
Illegal betting was 100%.
I'm
a
sure it
thing.
was a thing.
Not DraftKings. DraftKings was not a thing.
In 2018?
No.
When?
No, it's in 2018. 2018 DraftKings was not a thing. Sports betting was illegal still, except for in Vegas or whatever. That's fact.
Okay.
I don't know if you're looking it up or not.
Well, I looked up when DraftKings started.
When was that?
2012.
No.
That's when DraftKings started.
Okay.
When DraftKings opened.
When did sports betting become legal in the U.S.? But not in Vegas, because you can go to Vegas and. When did online sports bet? Well, no, it's a weird question, but it was not a thing because sports betting wasn't legal here till
May 14th, 2018. According to AI says sports betting was not legalized in the U.S. by a single federal law, but rather became a state-by-state decision after the U.S. Supreme Court struck down a federal ban on May 14th, 2018. So it became state-by-state legal May 14th, 2018.
Sure.
According to AI. That could be wrong.
Well, I know.
Who fucking
I know in
All right,
California
Michael
you
King.
can't. I know in California you can't,
Michael King. Yeah, in Texas you can't. Just fucking
which
weird.
is crazy to me.
Yeah.
You would think that they'd want that, but
Right.
anyway. But no, Michael King is this. I mean, it's a great sign for the Padres. It's a sign of like, hey, this is probably it for the Padres. Like we're good everywhere else, I believe. Like Manny's still under contract. You have Ethan Salas at some point is going to get called up. I don't know when, but at some point he's going to be there. Tatis is still there. You don't have Luis Ariz anymore, so you might need to cover something there.
Well, you also made another signing that we'll talk about in a minute. Korean's best baseball player. We'll talk about him in just a second. But here's the breakdown on Michael King's deal. It's essentially his first year is $22 million is essentially what it comes down to. So his 3-year deal, this is according to Mark Feinstein of ESPN. King's deal for 3 years and $75 million per source includes a $12 million signing bonus, then salaries of $5 million in 2026. So very similar to what they did with Nick Pivetta last year. And remember, Pivetta only made like $2 million this year, and he's going to make 18 or 19 the next couple of years or whatever it amounted to. So $5 million this year, 2026. Then he has a player option in 2027. So there are 2 opt-outs in this deal, 2 player opt-outs in this deal. $28 million player option. If he opts out, it's a $5 million buyout. If he opts in and he's with them, he can opt out again after that season. It's a $30 million player option with no buyout. I can't see him turning down $30 million. So if he stays this year, he's going to stay with them throughout the life of this contract, in my opinion. So here's how it breaks down. So it'll either be worth $22 million for 1 year, $45 million for 2 years, or $75 million for 3 years is how it all breaks down with the opt-outs.
Yeah, I mean it's worth it for him to stay. Honestly, because look again, we said every year that they go, hey, we're going to shed payroll, and then they fucking make some signing like this, and they're like, oh, okay, well we might be in the running for things, so let's go ahead and just say fuck that, not shedding payroll, and let's go for it. Mm-hmm. So I honestly hope they go for it at some point, because you have to compete with the Dodgers.
Yep.
You're in this. The Dodgers are going to win this World Series, the next one, and the next one, and the next one. Like as long as they keep doing what the fuck they do, they're gonna.
The key for the Padres this year is Michael King's health. Okay, if he can stay healthy and he can make his 30 starts and do what he did in 24 and go 13-9 with a 2.95 ERA. 13-9 with a 2.95 ERA. That's the Michael King you need. That's your ace of the staff, because we got to remember, you lost Cease, okay, to the Jays. Darvish won't pitch this year. Darvish is on the edge of retirement at this point.
Yep.
Like all he cares about is just trying to get healthy and
He's
trying to
he's
throw
older, isn't he?
36, trying to throw a baseball again. But he's still signed for 3 more years. Like you have no way out of that Darvish deal. He's done. Joe Musgrove didn't pitch at all last year coming back from Tommy John. How is he going to bounce back from this?
You're wrong. He's 39.
39 you is?
Yeah.
Damn.
Yu
30
Darvish is 39 and 127 days. So
39 and he still has 3 years left on his deal.
Yeah, so he will be 40 this year.
I thought you asked how old he was 3 years ago.
Yes, exactly. That's
But-
it.
so-
That's it.
And
I
you
asked
got
that.
you got Pavetta, who's been in trade talks all offseason. So what are you going to do if you're the Padres right now? Right as it currently sits, you got not Dart Wild. Look at me. Michael King is your 1, Pavetta's your 2, and Musgrove is your 3. Like that's where that sits.
Let me ask you this:
All right, ask me.
Is Yu Darvish Hall of Famer?
Oh, dude, that's so difficult. Write that question down. Let's talk about that on the next episode.
'Cause
Let me get some because there's a lot of things like Yu Darvish essentially have invented this fucking 7-pitch arsenal.
What's a
Right.
Let me ask you a different question then. What's a good WAR for a pitcher, like number wise? Like 10s, 20s.
No, I'd say 60s for a
Okay.
starter in
Okay.
the 50s, 60s.
Okay, never mind then, because Yu Darvish has a 33.2 WAR
Yeah, but
for his career.
But he spent time across seas. He didn't come up at 21 years old.
Came up at 25 in 2012.
Yeah, and he didn't come up at 21 like some of these guys do.
Yeah, I mean but like
Look, this is a guy that reinvented baseball. I
One,
mean, it just
two,
is what it is. It's what he
three.
did.
4,
He reinvented baseball and reinvented the arsenal of
5,
7 pitches.
6
I mean,
technically 13 seasons, has 6 seasons where he had a losing record. He's a 4-time All-Star, no, 5-time All-Star. He's been Cy Young
how long
voting.
has he been in the league?
13 seasons.
13 seasons. All right, so kind of here's how I'll put that in perspective. 13 seasons. This is why he's on track for that. CC Sabathia is a Hall of Famer. CC Sabathia in his 11 years with New York, 29.4 WAR.
But he has 3,000 strikeouts.
He does. Now this is a guy with a career WAR of 62.3. CC Sabathia. Like
Like Yu Darvish is at 2,075 strikeouts. Like
he's not getting.
he's not 125.
He's probably done.
He's not 125 strikeouts away from 3,000.
Yeah.
Unless he pitches to fucking 50.
No, he's done. He's already contemplated retirement.
I would, yeah, I guess so. At fucking 38 years old or 39 years old, I would too.
I mean, look, Pedro Martinez 83.9 WAR. Like,
Yeah.
it's got to be up there for.
And
pitchers.
he's a stud. Like Pedro was a stud anywhere he went.
But back to Michael King. I think we're both excited for this signing. I like it a lot.
Yeah, absolutely.
And the Padres also go out and they sign Koreans. The Korean best player.
They signed Koreans.
They signed Korea's best player, Sung
North or south?
Mun Song.
He sung a song.
He sung a song. Sung.
We apologize for being ignorant, but
It's
it's a funny name. Sung Mun Song.
That's a say that a few times fast and see what
Sung
you
Mun Song. Sung Mun Song. Sung Mun Song.
Look,
Sung
this-
Mun Song.
get. Some. Look, this is a guy in Korea in the KBO. Look, one of the best players in KBO. He's always on the field. This is an absolute star. He hit 315 this past year with 26 homers. Like, this is a guy that can do it for you. He hit 340 a year before with 19 homers. I mean, this shores up the Padres infield, if you ask me. I mean, you got a lot of question marks around that infield. Cronenworth on the block. They've been trying to get rid of Xander since they signed him. So what do you really do there? I mean, look, he's not just going to be the home run hit that the Padres need. You know, he's not Lindor that's coming from the Mets to the Padres. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's not that guy. But he's going to be very solid. I think he's got good bat-to-ball skills and what everybody says about him. And he's going to be an average to above average player that the Padres need at a good price. Just is what it is. I got to take a piss, Coach. You take over.
Go ahead. I'm just going to talk about Sung Mung Song for a little bit. This guy, I mean, look, from 18 to 20, like he's 28 years old. He's been in the KBO for 9 seasons. Played in over 100 games in 5 of those seasons. Let's see, batting average. I mean, he's hit 313 one year. He hit 340 and 315 these past 2 years. Like this guy's he's a stud. Total bases. I mean, you're getting his past year 304 total bases this past year. He had 26 home runs, had 90 RBIs, and also had fucking 25 stolen bases this year. So, yeah, 4 triples, 37 doubles, hit 181 hits in 574 at-bats. I mean, he hit 315 batting average and 387 on base with a 530 slugging and a 917 OPS. His last year was even better, but I digress. Like this guy, he's gonna play games. He's gonna play a shit ton of games.
Oh, is that what he signed to do?
Yeah, like he's not gonna be Anthony Rendon. Which
No.
what's the verdict on him? Is he retiring?
I hadn't seen yet.
Because he said that he was contemplating retiring,
Yeah.
but they never came out and said that he retired or any shit like that. I don't know. I don't get it. But that's one thing I would like to know that I don't. How long is the season at KBO? Like, is the season 150 games or? I should have looked that up while you were pissing. I did.
144 games.
Oh, okay. Cool. Perfect. So he played in all of them last year. So he played in 144 and 142 in 2024.
Yep.
Like, if you look at his 2024 year was fucking phenomenal. He hit 340.
Yeah. 19 homers, 104 RBIs.
Yeah. He got the home run numbers up. He had 26 this past year, but only hit 315. Only hit 315.
Yeah.
Had a 917 OPS. Like, dude's going to be a fucking stud. Cat's at the door.
No.
I mean, I would assume because both dogs are in here, I think. Are both dogs in here? No, Diesel's not in here. Bella's sleeping.
It's only a 4-year, $15 million deal for him, so it's a great deal for the Padres.
Absolutely. You don't know what you're getting because
cheap.
you don't know what you don't know what he's gonna do with real competition.
Mm-hmm.
No slight to the fucking KBO or anything, but it's not the MLB. MLB is the Premier League, or else they would stay in the fucking KBO.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like it's one of those things to where like these guys want to come over to the States. They do. Hopefully he doesn't have the translator that takes his money or whatever, but or whatever. He's not a Tony. So
All right, let's talk about the big trade that happened, and then we'll get back to players from overseas. Big trade that happened. The Pirates finally make a little move and get somebody with some power and get a guy.
But they don't spend money. They just trade people.
But they didn't get rid of much. You got rid of Mike Burrows is all you got rid of, and you can afford to get rid of pitching.
Yeah, for sure.
But you got Brandon Lowe to play or Lau to play second. You got Jake Mangum in the outfield, and you pick up a pitcher in Mason Montgomery, lefty. And all you gave up was Mike Burrows. This is a 3-team trade. The Astros got Burrows, and then the Rays pick up Jacob Melton, the Astros number 2 prospect, and the Astros number 7 prospect, right-handed pitcher Anderson Brito. So it feels like the Astros might have given up more than
Given up.
given up. Words are hard. I'm not an English major.
Yeah, I'm not a drum major either.
Brandon Lau to the Pirates, and look, all you had to give up was one guy. You got 3 in return. I mean, look, this is a great move for the Padres. You get Pirates. You get an outfielder that's going to be an everyday guy. You get your cornerstone second baseman was on the trade block for everyone, and you pick up a lefty to go in the bullpen. I mean, this is a great trade for the Pirates. As Coach Rob said, you're not going to spend money. So
I'm curious about Jake Mangum. I'm curious about because he was a big name. He was a big name. When was that? That was a few years ago. He was a big ass name, and everybody was like this kid's gonna be a stud. Like,
Yep.
and I'm curious to kind of see what they end up doing with him. Or, like how he's performed and this and that. I haven't looked up anything on him or anything. I'm very unprepared as always. But he's kids. If he stayed on the track that he was, he's gonna be a fucking stud. And the Pirates got him, right?
Yeah, I mean, look, this is a
Yeah.
guy that has bounced around the league for a very long time. He's made a couple stints. It ain't been long. He's been more of a minor leaguer than he has in the bigs. But he came up with Tampa this past year, all right, which was really his first full-time major league. Played 118 games with Tampa. This is a guy that hit 296, only 3 homers. But you know what? Give me a high
give me
average.
296.
I'm good with that.
Give me 296 all fucking day.
Yeah. So, again, a guy with major league experience that, you know, he's going to be 29, 30 years old. He's going to be 30 at the start of the year. And then to go with him, you bring in your cornerstone second baseman, as I said, Brandon Lau, who's also going to be 32 midway through the year. And this is a guy in Brandon Lau that we know is made for power. Second baseman, they're not known for power. And you know what? Give me a guy that's a career 247 hitter at second base, but is also going to bump me anywhere between 15 and 20 homers, 30 homers. Look, back in 2021, he hit 39 homers. Like, that was a career year for him in homers. He's 2-time MVP votes, 2-time All-Star, came in 3rd as Rookie of the Year season. I mean, this is a guy that has big power from the left side and is going to be on the field all the time. This is an everyday player at second base. Played 134 games last year.
That's where I remember his fucking name. He
Who?
played at Mississippi State. Jake Mangum.
Yeah, Jake.
He played at Mississippi State. I remember him. He got drafted 3 years in a row from Mississippi State and stayed,
Yep.
except for last year because I think he was a senior. But he got drafted in the 30th round by the Yankees in 2017. Then he got drafted in the 32nd round in 2018 from the Mets. And then the Mets drafted him finally in the 4th round in 2019.
Big
But yeah,
jump.
he went to Mississippi State. I remember this guy. He was fucking stud.
Yeah, he's really good. Look, I think that when it comes down to it, the Pirates I almost said Padres again.
No.
The Pirates made out
Okay,
like
but-
bandits in this trade, if you ask me. You get 2 guys that are everyday players that's going to make a difference in that lineup. This lineup needs power. They had one 20-homer hitter last year. It was O'Neal Cruz. That's it.
Yeah.
You need power, and O'Neal Cruz is hitting 7-hole for you. Like, you need power in that lineup. You need a guy in Jake Mangum who hit 296. Do you give him another opportunity to do that again and maybe lead him off? Like, let's get a guy on base and make some stuff happen after that, you know?
Let me just say this. So again, this is why I remember this kid in college. His freshman year, 2016, okay? Played 62 games that year for Mississippi State.
Mm-hmm.
He struck out 20 times.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Hit 408
Is that good?
as a freshman.
Is that good?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Very. Then 2017, his sophomore year, where he's draft eligible sophomore, he hits 300. All right. So he had a little downfall, but it's still, he hit fucking 300. But he only played in 35 games. I'm sorry. I'm looking at the wrong shit. He hit 324 and played in 65 games that year. And this kid's he didn't have any home runs, but he's gonna fucking hit for average and shit. So his junior year, he rolls around, plays 68 games, 2018. All right, this is the year of the Oregon State National Championship. He hit 1 home run. I'm sorry, he hit 3 home runs that year. Played in 68 games, and hit 351. This dude is a fucking. He's good if he keeps it up. Like you said, he hit 296 his first year.
Yeah.
Like, he's never been called up until this year.
Correct.
Never.
Correct.
And he played 118 games at 296. That is insane. Now he's fucking 29 years old. Like, he's up there in age. But I say up there in age, like, I'm a year older, but I'm also like, I'm gonna retire at 60, not fucking 40. You know what I mean? Like, this guy is he's if this Pirates team uses him correctly, if they use him correctly, they have a stud on their hands. I like this. I like the Jake Mangum trade way better than them getting Brandon Lau. Plain and simple. I think Brandon Lau is a great addition to this team. But if this kid can do what he did with the Rays in Pittsburgh, look out.
It's the same trade.
No, I know.
Oh,
I
okay.
know. But I know what
I'll
I'm
just
saying.
make sure.
I know, but I'm saying, like, yes.
Because you said you like this trade better
Yes,
than the
correct. I know what
Okay.
I said. But I like
I
the,
just wanna-
let me rephrase that. I like the fact that the Padres got this guy way more than the fact that they got Brandon Lau.
Okay.
Brandon Lau is the big name in this trade. But if Jake Mangum can fucking hit 296 for the Pirates, I'm gonna say Padres too. If he can,
That's a leadoff guy.
absolutely,
That's your bona fide leadoff guy.
yes.
You got Brian Reynolds in that lineup.
Is Tommy Pham a free agent this year?
Yes.
There you go.
So I like the move. I think the Pirates made a great move. Now they're still way behind. You know, you need more.
Oh, absolutely.
You need more bullpen. You need more hitting. You need more everything. Still,
You need to be able to score 5 to 6 runs a game.
yeah. You need more bullpen. You need more offense. But this is a great start for the.
You don't
Pirates.
need starters. You don't need starters,
No,
but
no,
you
no.
also don't need to get rid of fucking Mitch Keller.
But that's why you can. But that's why you can get rid of Mike Burrows. Like Mike Burrows has a ton of upside. A ton of upside.
Yep.
But you can get rid of him because you still got Jared Jones is back. Bubba Chandler got caught up last year. Mitch Keller's still there for 2 more years. And coach, I think they have another guy. Who's that guy that I'm missing? I can't think of his name. What's
Oh, Saul Peens.
what's his
Skull Peens.
what's his name?
Livy Dunn?
Yeah. I think he
Her-
dates her. What's it? Golly.
Her boyfriend, fiance. I don't know if they're
Boyfriend,
engaged or
I'd
not.
say
I think
what's
it's
his name, man?
her boyfriend.
I think he won the Cy Young this year. He came from LSU, dude.
he won the Rookie of the Year last year.
Paulie
Shore.
no,
Paul
not Goldschmidt,
Shores.
not
Paulie
Goldschmidt.
Shores.
Paul Skeens. Paul Skeens.
That's it.
That's it.
Fuck.
Man, Paul Skeens.
That
and you
nobody.
You got 4 guys on that rotation. Like you don't
don't need
can
starters.
afford to get rid of some minor leaguers that are right on the cusp,
You
or
can't-
even big leaguers that are there. Like, but you need more offense, as you said. You got to score 5, 6 runs
When does Connor Griffin get called up?
this year.
This year.
Connor Griffin will
They've already said that, or you're guessing?
No, I'm guessing, but he will be opening day starting shortstop for the Pirates.
Okay.
You heard it here.
I don't like how they moved O'Neal Cruz to center field.
All right, we got more trade news, and then this is the last trade news that we got of the day before we go back to what the Southsiders did in Chicago. But the Baltimore Orioles gave up a shit ton and required
Don't
Shane
piss.
Baz from the Tampa Bay Rays. Speaking of the Rays, Baltimore gives up, my goodness, dude, outfielder Slater DeBron, catcher Caden Bodine, right-handed pitcher Michael Ferret, and outfielder Austin Overn, as well as a competitive balance A pick, which means after the first round is over, you get competitive balance picks. It's still considered a first-round draft pick, but is after all the teams' drafts. So for Shane Baz, as good as Shane Baz is, and let's just go to Baseball Reference real quick, talk about Shane Baz and how good he is. He's young. He's a great player, 26 years old right now. A good pitcher. Last year went 10-12. Don't look at the numbers. Look at all the other numbers that there are out there on him, because this is a guy 17-17 overall, 4.25 ERA. We know they've made a couple moves already, through a career high 166 in the third innings last year. Has strikeouts per 9 is 9.5. We take that all day long. Strikeout to walk ratio is just shy of 3. We take that all day long from a starter. This is a guy that's going to slide in probably right at the number 2 for the Orioles, but my goodness, did they give up a lot, Coach. Slater DeBron, their number 6 overall prospect.
They had a
Caden-
lot to give up, though. I
Yeah,
feel like
they've been
they're
hoarding
not-
prospects. They're like the Red Sox. They've been hoarding prospects forever and not getting rid of them to make their team better.
Yeah, they're not.
The-
They're not hurting from this. They came in last place in the fucking.
Yeah, they're not hurting from getting rid of these guys. I mean, look, Slater DeBron had really nowhere to go. This is an outfielder. They are loaded with outfielders, and the same can be said about Austin Overn, who was their number 30 overall prospect, another outfielder. Nowhere for these guys to play. Outfield is absolutely loaded this year, especially. You traded for the guy from the Angels, Taylor Ward. He's going to be playing the outfield. So, you know, they have a ton of outfield prospects. Who's the kid? The lefty that's so fast. Played in the SEC a couple years ago.
The lefty that's so
Oh
fast
my
played in the
gosh,
SEC a couple
dude.
years ago. He's a prospect for the
Yeah,
Orioles.
outfield. Hold on. As soon as I say his name, you're going to know exactly what I'm talking about. But you got him right on the cusp of becoming a major leaguer too. Enrique Bradfield Jr.
Oh yeah, from Vandy.
Yeah, from Vandy.
Yes,
you got
yes,
him.
yes, yes, yes.
You got him
Well,
right on the
that's-
cusp of being there.
In my
so,
opinion, that's a part of the reason why you got rid of Cedric Mullins. Why you didn't re-sign him.
yeah, you don't re-sign him, funny enough, Tampa Bay re-signed him. Or
Right.
Tampa Bay signed him, shall I say,
Correct.
to a one-year deal. But Slater DeBron, outfielder, Austin Overn, outfielder. You can afford to get rid of those guys. You got a ton of outfielders already. You got Enrique ready to come there and play too. Like, they're ready to go. And then Caden Bodine. Caden Bodine's a guy that we watch play a lot of really good baseball. Catcher. We were high on him come the draft. He's their number 10 draft pick or overall prospect. And Michael Ferret. I'm not gonna act like I know anything about Michael Ferret because I don't. He's a righty. They're number 11 overall prospect. You can afford to get rid of him, but man, this feels like just a major overplay for a guy that's been in the league for 4 years, is a 500 record with a +4 ERA. Seems like just a huge overpay for that kind of guy. But hey, if the O's see something that we don't see, then hey, shout out to them. You can get rid of your outfielders and you can get rid of a couple catching prospects with Samuel Basallo there. You got Adley there. I mean, you know, it is what it is. And so I think it's a move that makes them better. We've been talking all season long during 2025 and now all offseason. Where have the O's lacked the most? It was starting pitching. They didn't have it, right? You traded for Corbin Burns before 2025 or before 2024. He was a stud. You let him go for nothing. You got Zach Eflin in 2024. He didn't pitch at all. You lost Grayson Rodriguez in the trade for Taylor Ward. There was another pitcher gone this past year. And Kyle, I can't think of that guy's last name, but their other starter who had the surgery and was Bradish coming back and doing his thing. That boy. Appreciate you picking me up right there.
Oh, that was
pulling your 50%. I appreciate that.
I pulled that off the dome, dude.
You got Kyle Bradish,
I
who's
went
been in and out
Kyle.
of.
I immediately my first last name popped in my head was Finnegan, and I was like, "That's not it." I don't know who Kyle Finnegan is, but apparently
reliever.
got it. Okay.
Yep.
So he's a baseball player. Got it.
Yeah. But look, this is great that they're doing what they need to do. You sign Ryan Helsley. He's going to lock down your closer role. Felix Bautista's out again this year. So you got Helsley. There was another starter that they got. I can't remember who it was, though, right now off the top of my head. You got him. Hopefully Bradish is back. So maybe you got your 1, 2, 3. We'll see what happens with these trades and how he holds up after throwing a complete season, 166 in the third innings for the first time, over 100 innings in his 4-year career. So, again, it feels like a big overpay from the O's standpoint. But again, you got outfielders that you can trade because you have a plethora of them. You got 5 on your major league roster. You got a couple more waiting in the wings that's ready to come up and play.
Yeah,
Like,
the Orioles have a shit ton of prospects. They're
you
going
can
to have
afford to do that. So good for the O's. All right, Coach, let's go to the Southsiders for our last topic of the day.
Makes no fucking sense.
This makes no sense. The news broke this morning, but I'm not going to try to say his first name, but his last name, Murakami, signs with the Chicago White Sox on a 2-year, $34 million deal. I think his name is Muntaka Morikawa. I don't
Sure.
wanna fuck it up. So
Sure, moon pie. That's it.
Muntaka Murakami.
Okay. So here's what I'm thinking, and I want you to hear me out. They need someone to build around. I think this is going to be the piece. So look out for the White Sox in the next 5 years. I think so. Give it 5 years. Not like within the next 5 years, but I'm saying after that 5 year stretch, I think what they're going to do is each offseason, they're going to try and add a piece, add a piece, add a piece, and keep going. And I genuinely think that they will get back to competing in that division. I don't think it's going to be anything to fucking, they're going to be adding smaller names, but guys that are like sneaky. You know what I mean?
The only problem that I have with what you're saying, even though I agree, I think the trade for the trade that included Crochet going to the Red Sox, they gained a ton of prospects that are really good,
Right.
and you have a bunch of young guys coming.
Didn't they get Montgomery?
Yeah, Braden Montgomery. Yeah.
Yeah.
You got a bunch of young guys that's coming in that deal that already made their major league debuts this past year. Kyle Teal was one of them. Chase Meredith was one of them.
Colson Montgomery. That was
Colson was a draft pick. He didn't come in that trade. He
Okay,
was one of their draft picks. But yes,
he is.
but yes,
he's called up.
He'll be there. Noah Schultz is a big old lefty, 6'8" lefty that's going to be there for him.
They're up and coming.
The only problem that I have with while I agree with what you're saying about the White Sox, and you talk about the next 5 years, Murakami's only signed for 2 years.
I know. But so hear me out. In my belief, they're going to sign him for 2 years to see what he can do, right? And hopefully he has like not a great 2 years. He has a mediocre, but like helps out. Great 2 years, sure. And then they can go ahead and extend him. But while they're working on extending him, they're working on building around him.
Yeah.
You have to have that one piece.
Yeah,
right?
you do.
So the Phillies, for instance, they signed Bryce Harper.
Yeah.
And then they go ahead and they add, I think Schwarber was already there. Castellanos was
Turner,
already there. But they add Trey
JT,
Turner.
Schwarber,
Yes.
Nola, Wheeler,
So
all these guys.
you get one piece of, let's compare it to land. Let's compare it to schools. Let's say they built Prairieville High School. Okay.
Right.
In the process of building Prairieville High School, land prices in Prairieville started to go fucking way up.
Yeah.
High as giraffe pussy.
In fact.
Okay. So now
fact.
people that live in Prairieville, they can't fucking move out of their houses because everything, like, we want to stay here, but everything is either getting bought up or just too fucking high. So here's what they're planning on doing. They are planning on, hopefully this guy pans out. Doesn't have a great season to where he has no choice but to re-sign with the White Sox. Like there's people that want him, but they're not going to offer him the money that he wants. Chicago will, just because they're desperate. White Sox will. So you go and you offer him, hey, here's a 3-year extension for $15 million a year or whatever the fuck, $20 million a year, 3 for $60, whatever you want. All right. But in the process of doing that, hey, here's a free agent. Let's go fucking sign. Let's sign Zach Eflin here.
Yeah.
Right? Like a guy who's not top of the list, but like a guy that he's hungry.
You're not going to break the bank.
No, you're not going to break the bank on that guy, but he's going to give you what you want.
Yep.
Right? Let's go sign Ozuna. Let's go sign Marcell Ozuna. He's going to give you 30, 40 home runs a year.
Yep.
He might not hit for average, right? But he's gonna produce runs. Okay. Oh shit! Look at that. Luis Ariz is on the board. He's not gonna break your bank.
Yeah.
But he's gonna hit 300.
Right.
Right. Like he's gonna have a really good year. Oh shit! Willie Castro.
Luis Renifo, man.
Yes.
Like
so. This
so
is,
good.
in my opinion, this is what I think the White Sox are trying to do. I think they're trying to start to kind of build up to like the '03 year when they had fucking Jermaine Dye, and they had this team that was like, you know, a bunch of, in my opinion, a bunch of no fucking names. You had Mark Burley there, sure,
Yeah.
but Mark Burley was throwing fucking 92 miles an hour and just getting people out. Like, you have to start somewhere, and I think this is their starting piece. So look out for the White Sox to compete in their division in about 5 years. I
Yeah.
say give it then.
Yeah, I mean, look, I don't disagree. I don't think this team's going to be a bottom feeder for 10 more years, but they're not competing in the next two. But I do think this is a good piece if you can keep him around, if he can prove himself. Because look, this is a guy that there's a ton of problems here, too. Like, this ain't just a signing because you see 40 homer potential. This is a guy that in the strike zone would have ranked second to last in Major League Baseball this past year of whiff rate in the strike zone. Like, this dude, his contact, not whiff rate, his contact rate of pitches in the zone was like 72.5%. That's not good. Strikes out at a very high market. Like, this dude always striking out. You sent me something earlier that said he's got a 190 or below average on a pitch, 95 and above.
Yes.
We don't see many pitchers not throwing 95 plus in
Correct.
Major League Baseball.
Right. I don't think there's any.
This is there's definitely some. I mean, Kershaw don't do it. Now he's retired,
retired.
but
That's what, but like there's like even fucking Scherzer's throwing 96, 97.
he did touch 96 in the playoff, which is his season high.
You know what I mean?
It's
Like
pretty wild.
even then.
Yeah. No, I get it. But
Like
this
so let me again, I'll say this. This guy had no choice but to sign with the White Sox if he wants to come to Major League Baseball.
So that's what I was about to say. This feels like a panic sign for Muntaka Morikawa. That's what it Murakami, sorry. That's what it feels like. It feels like a panic sign. This is a guy we haven't heard nothing about him in the offseason. And his posting day closes December 22nd. So if December 23rd would have hit, he was forced to go back to Japan. Forced to go back to Japan baseball.
Yeah, and I guarantee he doesn't want that.
Like,
so he saw
this-
the first deal that was on the table, and he went, sure.
It was a panic sign because if you look at what some of these beat writers have put out there about where he might be, what kind of contract he's going to get, Coach, just take a guess on what they said his contract was going to be coming from Japan. Just take a guess.
3 for 12.
3 for 12 is what Coach Rob thinks it was going to be. These guys had him at 8 for 180. He signed for 2 and 34. Because there was no movement. Look at our board, Coach. You got guys on there that play third base. That's Bregman, still on the market. Suarez, Geno Suarez, still on the market.
Oh,
Kike can bounce all around, still on the market. Luis Ariz, we got him listed as first base because that's what he played, but he's touched third base a couple times, still on the market.
IKF can play any fucking position on the
IKF
field.
can play anywhere. Ha-Seong Kim, we got to update him. He signed with the Braves, but another guy that could play anywhere. Renifo and Castro can play anywhere.
Right.
Like, this was a guy that's like number 5, number 6 on the third base market, and there's been no news. And we are, December 21st. We're 1 day away from his posting day being closed, and he's forced to go back to Japan no matter what.
Yeah.
This feels like an absolute panic sign
Absolutely. No,
for him.
well,
But it's also a great deal. He's 25. He can show over the next 2 years, I might hit 230, but I can bump 40 homers.
Yeah.
Right? You do that, you're getting a big contract at 27 years old.
Kyle Raleigh.
That's 100% happening.
Kyle Raleigh hit, 242 this past year with fucking 60-something home runs?
Yeah, but he's a catcher. A little bit different.
I know, but I'm saying, like, he's an everyday
everyday.
dominant catcher. Like,
But if he hits 230, 240 with 30 to 40 homers in 2 years at 27 years old, he will land that 8 for 150 or 8 for 180
I
contract.
don't think he'll land that, but I think he's close. I don't think he goes 8. I don't think anybody's giving him 8 years.
At 27, I would.
But look at the way that the contracts are now, right? Like Pete Alonso. Pete Alonso signed what 2 years or whatever with an opt out. Like there were so many 2 years with an opt out last year. So many.
Yeah.
Like
we talked about it. It was like
yes, it was
fucking
an
record, it
unreal
felt like.
number.
Yeah.
And so look at the way that the contracts are now. That's just how they are. And so him signing this, that was on the table for, in my opinion, any team that wanted to sign him. Especially coming from where he came from and looking at his numbers. You don't know. If you're struggling over there.
On 95 plus.
Yes.
When everybody that throws 95 plus comes here.
Yes. There's people that throw 95 plus sliders here.
That's true. Cutters, sliders.
What do you think you're going to do against that?
What you going to do against Mason Miller when you see 104 come at you?
Correct. You're going to take. That's the only option.
What you
is
can
to
do when
take.
DeGrom's on the mound for 7 innings and he's throwing 98 to 101. Garrett Crochet bumping 97 to 101 from the left side when you're a left-handed hitter. Like, what are you going to do?
I want to know the numbers, what he's hitting against 95 plus fastballs, much less like 93 plus off speed.
Yeah, cutters.
Yes.
Slider, like you said.
I want to know that because if this guy can't handle that, he doesn't fucking.
It's a risky.
I don't want to say it doesn't deserve to be here, but like.
It's a good signing for a team like the White Sox. However, it's a very risky.
It's a lot of risk.
If this was the Red Sox investing $17 million into this guy, I'd be like, what the fuck are you doing? Like $10 million. Okay, I can get on with 10, maybe even 11. I can get on with 10, 11 for a year or two, but it's 17.
This is a White Sox move.
Yeah, look, I would have loved to see the Pirates make this move. If the Pirates would have made this move, I'd be like, dude, this is a great move. Like, for the Pirates. This is not a good move for the White Sox. You are not competing in that division anytime soon. You are at least 3 years away from competing, and that means this contract is up. Let's not forget Luis Robert, who's on a $20 million deal, is a free agent after this coming season. So this signing for the White Sox I don't understand this signing for the White Sox.
I don't
Not
either.
for 2 years. If it was a 5-year deal for $60 million and it was averaging $75 million a year.
Stupid.
I mean, averaging $15 million a year for 5 years, I could understand that.
Right.
But what the fuck are you going to do in 2 years if you're the White Sox? You're not going to do anything in 2 years. Like, all you're going to do is trade a bunch of people. You're going to trade Luis Robert. You're probably going to trade this cat here if he hits 20-some-odd homers in the first half of this year. Like, you're going to trade this guy. You know, like, this is not a long-term move, and obviously on a 2-year deal. It's not a long-term, good investment if you're the White Sox. This is for the White Sox, it feels like this. You've been a bottom feeder for so long. It feels like a Miami Marlins, an A's, a Pirates, a Rockies kind of move. You've been a bottom feeder at the bottom of the spending market for so long. You have to spend. MLB saying you have to spend money or you're not going to get a share of what the Dodgers owe to these teams and what the Yankees and the Sox and the Cubs and the Padres and all these revenue sharing teams that are that are bottom feeding teams when it comes to spending money, and they get revenue sharing at the end of the year because other teams are deciding to spend money, which is also bullshit. But you're not going to get any of that money if you don't go out and spend money. And it feels like that's what the White Sox did. Murakami just went out and said, essentially, I want to be in the States and I want to play Major League Baseball. This was the deal that I had. Let's take it and be done with it. So that's kind of where I'm at when it comes to this deal. I don't really understand it too much because I don't think the White Sox are even competitive.
No, not right now. No,
this
not
year
right
or
now.
next year.
Yeah, absolutely not. Unless
talk to him.
you want to talk.
Talk to him. All right, Coach. We're an
She just
hour and
likes to bite.
53 in. Let's go ahead and close this thing out, bro.
You can close it out. All right.
It's your closeout.
Yeah, that's true. All right, everybody. Thank y'all for tuning in. Me and my pussy here.
Jesus.
What? She's squirming. She didn't like it. She didn't like being right. She didn't being like held like a baby. She's one of those. Anyways, thank everybody for tuning in. This has been a great time as always. Y'all know where to find us on all our socials, and if you don't, send us an email, diamonddeckpod@gmail.com, and let us know how you feel about the college football playoffs, about the White Sox move, about anything. Let us know about anything. You can talk to us about life, and I promise you, we will feature it here. We might even have you on, just depending on who you are. Would like to talk to you beforehand, so we kind of have a little, understanding. Little idea. But if you disagree with anything we said, we'd also like to know that. So with that being said, thank y'all so much. This has been an episode of Diamond Deck Discussions